Hi guys, it's Gary from Life of Gaz here. We're back out on the gynn wall. It's easterly, it's flat calm and it's very warm. So we're going to see how we get on. We've got razor shell, got crab worm, as well as a bit of frozen sand eel and squid, as well as mackerel and squid wraps as well. All the bait I use, especially if it's been frozen, I try and pre-wrap it. So they're all pre-made wraps, and this is what I have in these little boxes if you ever see them underneath me stands. It didn't take long to get for my first bite. In fact, I was there probably about an hour, and then I got the rod just give me a little rattle, just like you see here. The bend in the rod's due to the amount of drag that the fish was creating. This one felt like I was dragging in a small plastic bag, but that's pretty normal for little tote pups coming in with their mouths open. Well, this little guy had taken on a 4-0 hook, half a sand eel wrapped in squid. Now it's the right size bait for a little mouth like that, but it's hard to believe that these things can get up to 6 foot long and weigh in at nearly 100 pounds when they're fully grown. What it was left to do was walk him down the steps and let him go, but he got a bit confused and started swimming around in circles. You can see him swimming underneath me light. Now the tote wasn't all I caught. I do catch something else, but the seal, he was doing alright. He looked like he had a fairly decent sized flounder, or maybe even a plaice, just out there about 200 yards out. So it shows the fish are there, even on an easterly. And this wasn't the only fish I didn't catch that I seen. And if you like your nature, make sure you look out for another series which I'm going to start adding to this channel, of various different urban nature you find around Blackpool. Look down to the bottom right of the screen. Even though the fish weren't biting, they were still there on that easterly. And this looks like a small bass just jumping out of the water. Now it was quick, so if you missed it, I've just done a bit of slow motion. So have a look at that bottom right hand corner and you'll see that fish flying. Every bait which I was throwing out there, apart from two, which are the two fish I caught, were coming back in almost untouched. Now normally what I generally think is, it being an easterly, the fish had gone offshore and not bothered coming in. But as I'd seen a bass jump and either a flounder or a plaice get caught by a seal fairly close in, it looks like the surf and stirring up the bottom stimulates the fish to feed, even though they're there when they're on an easterly. And just like the old saying goes, when the wind's in the east, the fish bite the least. When the wind's in the west, the fish bite the best. And that certainly seems true over here on the west coast. I haven't had a bite for about the last 4 hours, so it was nice to see this rod have a tiny little rattle, and he was right down at the bottom of the wall and he picked up the dreaded weaver. And this little guy had taken me go-to bait whenever I'm not catching, which was a razor shell. But this little guy had taken that bait right down. There's no way of getting that hook out normally, so what I've done was I've actually inverted the hook itself, just like I do on deep hook flatfish. Now if you want to see a video on this, I've actually got one in my playlist, so check out that little tile at the end, flick through and find the one on deep hooking fish. Unhooking weavers, you always got to be careful. Now in this little clip here, I've got some first hand knowledge about why you don't hold on to them round the back. This little guy jabbed me in the side of the finger, and I can tell you, it didn't start hurting for about 5 seconds, but then it really started to sting, throb and ache for about the next hour. But here's the direction I get the hook to face to help me to take it out through the fish's gills. Now, almost every fish I do this with goes back to the sea and swims off absolutely fine. Unlike a lot of deep hook fish which I've had in the past before I knew how to do this, which used to go back in a real sorry state. And if you look closely, you'll see this weaver flip over and dart off back down to the bottom fine.
Well, thanks for watching. Unfortunately, it wasn't an all-inspiring session, but if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button here, my latest video just here, and also my playlist up there.